short, small, when that's from Cali, but the cheetah print out white curve. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. That's so typical. Body of a dumbass, that's so typical. Turn like a god, that's so typical. Still modest, so typical. Don't wanna talk about it, so cynical. So cut it out like a umbilical. Don't wanna risk the ouch of the ridicule. It's so typical, visual, I feel like the one. Yeah, I wake up every morning, I'm thankful for my lungs. Cause I'm breathing so good, I know I don't have to run. When you're looking this good, no one can tell you to jump, to swim. Yeah, I'm trying to ride the wave, I'm trying to get me paid, I'm trying to move and shake, I'm trying to walk away. I swear my wrists are great, I'm getting you.
A good neighbor to nearby downtown Phoenix. We're at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale, Arizona. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Arizona Cardinals. Chad Ryland will have the honor of getting us started. And away we go in Glendale. Samaje Perine on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Stop. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And he's going to be brought down right at the 35. Offensive line fast. Going to the ground again on first. It's a nice lane there, and that's good for 6 yards. Moving quickly, trying to get set. Give on second, it's Brown. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Well, his game is off to one heck of a great start and bringing his offense along with him. Across midfield after that run, and now all eyes on that offense focused on the end zone.
The Cardinals decided to use the first of their 3 timeouts. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. We've set it down from the 37.
Here we go.
First down, and they go right back to it. And this play doesn't work out like the last snap, right? So you can only get back to the line as the defense all over this one.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. This one will not connect. That's incomplete. They are testing this coverage on the opening drive, but it's holding up so far. 3rd down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
Has it downfield. It's Chase. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets it down to the 14. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
That's another Bengals first down.
Burrow setting up the play action. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure of what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
Zach Taylor sends in the call. They're going for 2.
Here we go.
To throw again, it's Burrow. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete. could have been 7 if they tried the point after, but instead, they only call on him to boot this away. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone, so the football will come back out to the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Arizona offense looks ready to go. Here's first and 10. First play, Murray's letting it whip. Throw right side, hauled in by Harrison. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Murray here on first down. It's the connection to James Conner. He gets it forward a little to his 46. That stop made by Barrett Carter.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
From the gun, it's Murray. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So they're left facing third and long.
8 yards to go.
Here he goes, third and long. He's got McBride complete. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
A first down carry for Conner. This one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. They gain 11 on that play, and it's good enough for an Arizona first down. Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. Here's Murray, first and 10. Trouble brewing, and the Bengals bring him down. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's second down.
At the 27-yard line.
Murray from the pistol. Finds him over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. So they'll get to scheme about this third down call for a bit. That brings us to the end of one. Our score, 6-0. We'll return to State Farm Stadium in just a moment. Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6. They'll throw, 3rd and long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That's one of those third down situations where you're asking an awful lot of your man to make a play to keep this drive going. Too much of a contested catch there, unable to bring it in.
And they apparently don't want a field goal to start this game. They want 6. They're going for it. On 4th down, here's Murray. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. Picked up by Dax Hill. And the Bengals get the football on the first turnover of the contest.
The play is a turnover on down.
Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10.
Get set.
Burrow on the play action. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Pushing it up past the 30. He's at midfield. 30. He's at the 10. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals parlay the interception into points. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game.
I've seen a lot of plays in the playbook. I don't think I've seen a play designated for a 98, 99-yard touchdown, but you will take it. That defense, I think they were over-aggressive, and the offense made them pay, and made them pay in a big-time way.
Now Burrow leading his Bengals up as they go for 2.
Here we go.
All
right, they're going to throw for it. And it's caught. So they try for 2 once again, and this time it pays off. They're up 14-zip. All right, that gets them back on track after the initial miss, Brock. Now up 14-zip following the 2-point conversion.
Even if you're just 50-50 on 2-point tries, they're still in a really good place. Up a couple touchdowns. Clearly the better team here to start it out. Time to step on that pedal a little bit more.
Evan McPherson to kick off.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Brooks now on the return. And decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Cardinals into formation. It's 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't go backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. I've had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
3rd and long for him here. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Cam Taylor-Britt picks it off.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
So their second drive ends just the way their first one did, Brock. And if you are the coach down there, man, you've got to be fuming.
Yeah, so frustrated, right? 2 drives in, you still can't get your game plan at all. Not if series are going to keep ending prematurely. You don't want to be playing behind schedule right from the start of the game, which is exactly where they found themselves.
Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked off by Will Johnson. And the Cardinals are stopped on the return just shy of their own 35.
Must be paying these guys a day rate, not the hourly rate, because it took them just one play to answer interception for interception. We're right back, basically, to where we were 2 snaps ago, but with a whole lot of excitement in between.
First and 10 from the 32. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. Get some space around midfield. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield down inside the 45-yard line. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
Short pass brought in. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. Connor here from the gun. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Completed over the middle. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right? When you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath, and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. He's got the squiver. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard
line. On 2, ready?
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Here we go. That.
Not deterred by that pick. He's thrown again. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Picked off Cody Simon. And the Cardinals bring it all the way back inside the red zone before he's finally hauled down. Well, what better way to follow up one interception than by getting back out there and picking off another on the first play of the very next drive.
And think of all the work the offense just did on the sideline to try and recover. Okay, let's put together a good plan. Here's your adjustment. And in just one play, you flush it all down the toilet.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Shotgun handoff to Connor. Nearly starts the drive with the first down run. Stopped a yard short, gain of 9. Cincinnati uses its second timeout as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Murray with a sneak. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal. Final timeout taken by the Bengals. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Operating from the gun. Here's Murray. Catch made. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field.
And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Cardinals parlay the interception into points. It's a Kyler Murray touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And he'll take a knee in the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On 1, ready?
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10.
Here we go. That.
Going play action here. Burrow. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
These QBs make it look easy, but that requires such a large amount of body control when you throw it on the move. You got to be able to get the same accuracy you would if your feet are set. Sure takes a lot of repetition to make it look easy.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Trying to get it to T. Higgins. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
11. Here we go.
Burrow from the gun. Catch made by Chase Brown. And they bring him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. Gain of 26 yards there. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle the line. Arizona goes ahead and calls its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action now. Burrow. That one connects. And he's out just before he can hit the end zone. But what a nice 1st and goal here from the 2.
Some of these quarterbacks, Kate, I swear, it's just instinctive. Like a great running back, they just know how to buy a little bit more time and to create space to find those completions.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Bengals take the lead just before halftime. Joe Burrow with the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. The fact that they pulled that out on a 1st and goal, Brock, didn't wait for a later down. Gotta imagine that played a part in its success, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. It sure did, and I would have loved to seen those eyes in the huddle, right? When you call QB sneak and you look at those guys in the huddle, and the big guys in particular, many times they will tell you with their body language, we're ready to go, and that group certainly was.
Zach Taylor sends in the call. They're going for 2.
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow will throw for it. And he's got it. Cut the end zone, so the touchdown and the 2-point pass break the tie. Give them an 8-point lead. That's the 3rd time they've gone for 2, and now their 2nd conversion, so they've done pretty well in that spot today, partner.
Oh, come on, Kate. You know better than that. Even though they're 2 for 3, you know what every old salty coach is going to say.
You should have gotten all 3 of them.
Bingo! Any team that's willing to go for it expects to find success every single time.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. Throwing on 1st down. Here's Murray. Throw left side, caught by Higgins. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. The Cardinals are going to use the last of their timeouts. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. Out of the gun. Here's Murray. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
3rd and 2. Murray. Got a lot behind this one. Downfield it goes. And that's incomplete. With 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
So on 4th down now, Blake Gillikin gets the call to punt it away for the Cardinals. And he's just going to fair catch that one at the 24-yard line. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. Arizona offense looks ready to go. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Murray. Throw right side, hauled in by Harrison. And he's going to be brought down up at the 31. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's going to give the Cardinals a 1st down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Go right side, and McBride has it. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. The rookie from Clemson in on that stop.
There's no question, Kate, the big plays down the seam or what make tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it gets good coverage, contested catches, they really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
And underneath here for Connor. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and they netted some positive yards.
Over the middle and hauled in by McBride. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Back to the air, Murray. Flushed it, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And it'll be third down coming up after this defense's third sack of the game. To the air on third and long. Escapes the pocket. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
I'm not going to be surprised at all, Kate, if we see more of this. Just trying to find some answer, extend plays, be creative, try different things, because nothing really consistently has gone well for him today.
The offense is not coming off this field. They're trying it on 4th and 7. Looking to throw. It's caught by Wilson. And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. And forget that was 4th down. That is an impressive 22-yard pickup on any play. And that gets him a first down.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation, when you go for it on 4th down, it may mean sometimes thrown into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st and 10, Murray. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
The positive of that effort, you didn't go backwards, didn't have a negative play. If there was a negative, you didn't get a whole lot done with your legs. Got to be more efficient now on 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Murray. That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this 3rd quarter. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Cardinals ball, and they could use a score. They come into the 4th trailing. No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. He's back to throw. Right side cut by Higgins. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be 4th and maybe a yard.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Guys,
Down a score. They're going to go for this on 4th down. They'll go, Connor. And they stop him. No touchdown, no first down. That's a turnover on downs near the end zone.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
On 1, ready?
Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
11, mighty. 11, mighty. Dad. 11. Dad.
Here's Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Can be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
On 1, ready?
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10.
11. Here we go. 11. Right 80. Right hot.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Taken in by Chase, left side. And this gets him well away from dangerous. He is up past their 20. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Offense is set. 1st and 10.
Let's get set. 180. Right hot. Hot.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And this is going to be just what this defense ordered. A great play to back these guys up, shift the momentum a little here in the 4th. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Back to throw it. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on down.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Here's Murray, 1st and 10. Come near the goal line. And in for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals down by only 2 in the 4th. Trey McBride, the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They knew what they had to do. First the touchdown. Now a 2-point try to tie it.
The Cardinals will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Murray's going to throw for it. And he gets into the end zone. This one all tied up here in the 4th quarter. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the 2nd half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
Good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. Take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
On a return, this is P-Rod. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
their own 28-yard line.
All right, one more snap here before our 2-minute warning. This drive will begin with a run by Brown. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. It's the 2-minute warning from Glendale. Bengals want to end it in regulation if they can.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, Burrow. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. Oh, just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right 80. Playing hot. 11.
Setting up to pass. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. This is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sail that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the 1st down.
Right 80. Playing hot.
First down carry for Brown. And the stop is made after 4 yards. It's 2nd down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Here he is to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
All set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this 1st and goal.
Here we go. Right 80.
Burrow's going to sneak it. And they're going to do it, Brock. They break the tie in the final minute. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them.
Here we go.
They cashed in when it really mattered.
Conversion.
He'll look to throw it. Caught at the 1. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails.
Cardinals, 22.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Brooks now on the return. This will give him some decent field position here, partner. This gets out to the 30. Cardinals into formation. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. McBride snags another one. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. Arizona goes ahead and calls its 2nd timeout. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. Offense to the line for 1st down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Incomplete pass on 1st down, so still at the 40. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Trying to push deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. One final shot here. And the hit separates the football, and that is what ends this game. What a play! So the Bengals take this one on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory.
Bad news, yeah, that's all anybody's ever said about me. And yeah, I like to cut loose, too. You might think I chose this way of living now, but it chose me. You can hear me coming with a 6-2 humming, Guns N' Roses bumping through a 12 in the floor. I don't need me nothing but a spot out in the country. I smile when they say that I ain't me anymore. Ain't a thing changed around here but the money. You try to mix it up, but let me tell you something. Same in my Dixie, same rowdy bunch with me. I'll be laid up in the dirt before you ever take it from me. So take the boy out the truck, take the boy out the mud, put him up in a PJ, he'll still try.
It is a bright, sunshiny day here in the desert Southwest, and the temperature comfortable enough that they said, hey, let's open the roof. That's what they've done here at State Farm Stadium, just west of downtown Phoenix. Today we've got an NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The kicker, Chad Ryland, has this one teed up, and this one is underway here on EA Sports. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Prescott. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack.
Yeah! Here we go, 26.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the 1st quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Pass complete there to Harrison. And some room to work. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
Cardinals, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On play action, it's Murray. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Coach. 1-1. 2-2.
Now Murray. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, then he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Cardinals.
Here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Prescott completes this one to Pickens. And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
That's another Cowboys first down.
Williams is in. Touchdown, Dallas.
Sometimes offensive you get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
The kicker on.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. It's up and good, so they go the conservative route instead, and it gets them a 7-6 lead here in the opening quarter. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 3rd and 3.
At their own 33-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Murray going to throw. He'll get this to counter underneath. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Back in Arizona, 2nd quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Murray. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Oh, just a desperation heave there, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Cowboys are going to get it back here just past the 35. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 32 yards. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now Prescott. Screenplay set up for Williams. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Prescott from the gun. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 7-yard line.
To throw is Prescott. Another one to CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. To the air again, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. It's the fullback there to make the grab, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, they sucked the defense in with a play fake, went over the top.
And I know from past experience, when offenses do that, a lot of times the defense guys are screaming at them, run the ball, run the ball. And the offense doesn't really care. They got 6 points.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead is up to 8. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Now the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Yeah!
following the interception. Here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
First and goal at the 10-yard line.
Here's Prescott. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Two first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And now to give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
At the 17-yard line.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Murray. He's going to air one out. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the third time. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. Oh, good move. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs of getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he finds a man in the crossing route. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
It's a gain of 7.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
He's brought down at the 15.
Throwing. Prescott. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys take a 3-touchdown lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll fake it to counter. Now Murray. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
14 yards that time for number 14.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down.
A gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
Throwing now is Murray. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr., 42 yards. And the Cardinals are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Cardinals offense staying put. Obviously, watch out for Kyler's legs. They'll go for 2 here.
The Cardinals will line up for the 2-point conversion.
It appears they're going to throw for it with Murray. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kenneth Murray.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10. At their own
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Murray now. And he's got it. Touchdown. Trey McBride. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cardinals are able to cut into that deficit. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
Ryland on for the extra point. And this time he gives it to go as it is up and good.
Cowboys 28, Cardinals 19. Chad Ryland to kick.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And some pretty strong running there. He's going to take this across the 50 and down to the 44. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 2.
Prescott, he's going to change things up here.
At the 46-yard line.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. A quick throw there is incomplete. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the 3rd time he's been off target this entire game.
And Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 21. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They go back to the ground with Williams. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and
now Prescott.
At the 15-yard line.
That's going to be caught by Pickens. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. George Pickens, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys have extended their lead to 15 now here in the 4th. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
What do you think?
They'll look to run forward with Williams. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores.
Cardinals 19.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now Murray. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he